Hi, my friends. This is Patrick Allmond coming to you from the NSA Media Lab in New York City. And I don't know if you can see it right behind me, but right behind me is Times Square. I'm on the 8th floor of the Marriott Marquis, right there in the Times Square area, where we're learning a bunch of stuff about how to build a media presence and a media empire, how to pitch the media, things like that. And thought I would make today's 3 tips about how to build a digital empire and a digital media company. I learned some great tips from Jay Baer yesterday, and that's what I'm talking about today on 3 and 5 with Patrick Allmond. Hi, my friends. Welcome to our weekly 3 and 5 with Patrick Allmond, where I bring you 3 marketing tips in 5 minutes. This week, like I mentioned, I am at the Media Lab in New York City for the National Speakers Association. And what I'm going to focus on today is a great presentation by a gentleman you might know a little bit about named Jay Baer. Jay is a best-selling author of multiple books. He runs a media company. He's a great presenter, a great trainer, has a great consulting firm called Convince and Convert. And as much as Jay has going on in his life, what I really want to focus on is yesterday his presentation where he talked about building a media empire. And first of all, hopefully, Jay, you're going to watch this, but to Jay and to everybody else, I have never seen somebody present and define how to build a company like exactly the way I want to build it. So everything Jay talked about yesterday when it came to building a media company, I was like, man, that is spot on. And I was also lucky enough that Jay gave me several shout outs because I was on a panel right before him for the local media work I've done in Oklahoma City. So I thought I'd pull out 3 things that Jay talked about yesterday, 3 of like the 800 things that Jay talked about yesterday, and share them to you as tips if you're the kind of person who wants to do that, if you want to do more videos, more podcasting, about how to build your media empire. And here they are. First of all, Jay separated everything into feathers and bricks. Feathers being the very small, light touching points that you do to bring attention to your content. Things you do on social media are often feathers. Tweets are feathers. Just really light things that kind of educate people and say, hey, go here and learn more about this. So basically, you build lots of small things to guide people towards your bricks. Your bricks being your heavier content pieces, your longer content pieces, things that you own, things that are building your empire. So be sure that you're using both feathers and bricks also was a very good point by Jay. Don't focus on just building feathers, like building up a social media presence only, or just building bricks, building like a lot of videos but not sharing those out. So separate all your content into feathers and bricks. The second one, which is the key of his empire in the first place, is being a matchmaker and monetize. Jay's media network basically connects an audience to different experts out there. Jay has built a huge audience. When you have a huge audience like that, you can monetize it. And Jay has done this in terms of sponsorships and things like that. And he showed a great chart showing his income over years, where he has basically built sponsorships using using his content, using his various podcasts, using his various media channels. So become a matchmaker and monetize. Don't be ashamed of making money. And that's one of the things I like about talking to people like Jay, who knows, all the stuff we're talking about is great. And sometimes you hear some altruistic people talking about, oh, I do it for the content, I do it for the love. But you know what? Content and love oftentimes don't put food on the table. Be sure that you have a monetization strategy. If this is something that you want to do and you love, and you can tell Jay loves it, he does a very great job at it. And remember that one of the goals of the content that you're sharing is magnification of expertise. So what you're doing with your podcasts or videos like that is, as a public speaker or a thought leader, you're going to be able to take that, use that, and magnify your expertise, magnify what you know, share it out to more people. So those are 3 tips right there. Make sure your content's divided into feathers and bricks, and make sure you're using plenty of both. Make sure you be a matchmaker between the audience and the wisdom and the other people. Oftentimes, you may want to get involved with other people and have them help you produce the content, be on your podcast, be your videos, but your media network be the connector between all of them. And of course, make sure that you're using your content network, it should be your media empire, to magnify your expertise. If you haven't had a chance yet, please make sure you go follow Jay Baer on on social media, various places, Twitter, Facebook, things like that. It's very easy to find him. Go listen to his podcasts out there. You search for Jay Baer and you're going to find him. And he also has a website. I don't have it in front of me, Jay, I apologize. He has a website where he kind of aggregates all people who have marketing podcasts out there. And it might just be marketingpodcast.com. I can't remember, but go search for that and subscribe to that. And also be sure you get a copy of Jay's book, Convince and Convert. I believe it's a bestseller. The guy just drops some amazing knowledge bombs in there. And I always love being around him, even though I get to do it only once or twice a year. Again, this has been Patrick Allmond with 3 and 5. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Go watch the other 3 and 5 videos and share your comments on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Facebook with me. And let me know how I can help you make a better business and create a better life. Take care, and we'll talk again soon.